Well, I thought I'd share some information with you all because I had to learn a lot of this the hard way. I used to belong to Which magazine and a subscriber to Which Legal, I believe it's called. In other words, that you pay so much a period, I think a month or whatever, and it covers you in legal advice. But I thought you all should know this, because I have people talk to me about getting advice on my solicitors if I thought they wasn't behaving themselves or they behaving illegally. But after subscribing to Which Legal, when I needed them, I found out that solicitors are not allowed to give information on other solicitors. In other words, if you employed a solicitor and they're on a case, they can't give you by law, or they tell us, through the law society, they are not allowed to, communicate with you on another case. So in other words, if a solicitor is breaking a law, another solicitor, and if he's on your case, he can't give you any advice on it except to refer you to the law society. Well, I thought after the Which magazine was writing all about solicitors and their behavior, I thought they might have helped, and especially having Which Legal and all. And need I say, I unsubscribed. Well, I stopped paying. I closed my account completely with them because I thought it's a bit hypocritical. And as far as going to the law society, I've been through that road, and it's a wasted journey. It's you're entering a field of them all covering up for each other. Whatever information you give to the law society would be passed on to the solicitors. So basically, the whole system where it comes to our legal system is all nothing but a big joke, really. And if a plumber, done a bad job, you just don't pay him, But with the legal system, you got to pay your solicitors. As you know, we had a interim payment of 5,000 from Costco's insurers, and that was taken, nearly 5,000 plus VAT was taken away from us, from the first solicitor, in us dismissing him. So it shows you they suddenly know the powers that they have. But I would have thought, with all the articles printed on the net, all the advice that Lord Wolf's recommendation, you would have thought that in 2008 that somehow, that in the UK they might be able to create some respect within the legal system. Because what have we got in the UK if we can't trust the legal system? Because everything depends on the legal system to create, that democracy that we believe that we have. When the legal system breaks down, you can't trust it anymore. And they tell you to go to, well, I've been to the ombudsman and all, and they agree that certain rules has been broken, but there's nothing they can do. The law, the ombudsman is powerless where it comes to, with them breaking the rules. The only advice they can give you is that you have to sue the solicitors to get your satisfaction. So that is, could you imagine a victim as a head injury and whatever, that followed the head injury and the spinal injury, that you got to go and fight another case against the solicitors. In our case, so far it's been 2 of them. That's why, this corruption is so, is eating away into the system. It's so pathetic that they know with victims, especially in personal injury cases, that the victim is injured already. So what better time to exploit a human is when he's injured. It's like a wild animal attacking a prey that is, injured. They go to finish him off, and that's how I felt that my wife has been treated. To think that here we thought we had a system in place that would help the injured party, but no, you release them to this wild animal. I call him the devil, basically, to finish them off. And this is how ironic. I think we need to grow up. That we're not going to get justice down that road. We either stick together and try to help each other, or we just don't care about each other completely. I believe they operate on a level, what I call it's the pits. When somebody operate at the lowest level possible. Uh, that it doesn't matter to them, like how whatever you think they can behave on this level. You can express, like some form of displeasure of their behavior. It doesn't sink in because they go plodding on this level, with this mentality they possess, that to push you basically to the very end, because they know there's not much you can do. You have a job in this country anyway to get a solicitor to fight against another solicitor. And when they want to fight another solicitor, like another solicitor, what were they called? Anthony Gold, said to us, they'll sue the other solicitors for professional negligence, and we'll get the same money they say that we would have got from Costco. But it shows you when it suits them, they will sue another solicitor. So then it makes you ask one question. For that form of behavior, I believe they are collaborating with each other. So basically, they are extremely corrupted people where it comes to this particular area of operating in our legal system. So, these people, to me, I think they must be one of the sort of areas of our society that operates, in the pits. The pits, it's where they earn their money from. They collaborate with the defendant solicitors, and the insurance companies. It's appalling to think that I belong to this whole system, and we want to go and fight the Afghanistan and the bloody Iraqians to tell them how to run their society when we are the pits. In my other video, we were supposed to go to court for a case management conference, and we're supposed to be, I forgot the name of the judge that was on the other video, but we end up seeing Judge Ryland this time, or I think that's what his name was. And but at the end of this day, to think, this case has gone on from 2003, 5th April 2003 till now, right? We paid that 5,000 plus VAT to the first solicitor for his corruptive behavior, professional negligence, and we haven't had a penny. You're talking about two claimants, without a penny for over 4.5 years, and this judge, decided that he's not going to give us any interim payment at that time. He was going to discuss it with them or whatever. Just think, that how these people expect somebody with a head injury, not working now, both of us, to get money from thin air. This is the logic. This is the sort of, the legal, this is a judge we got to go forward, and listen to and abide by. I sooner bloody get a judge from the street, to come and judge us, because to me, is this the sort of logic, these people got to judge, a case of a victim that some bloody body dropped washing machines from 30 foot on. I just can't understand our system. I'm absolutely blown. I will pause in the description area on the left of me, on the right of you, a Word document taking you to, the CPR and Lord Boo's recommendation for what it's worth. It's only worth something if the solicitors abide by it. because the whole system is a closed shop. They don't need to abide by it. They make their own rules as they go along. You can't trust the courts. The only court you can trust if you go into the court of appeal. It's harder to corrupt three judges at once, but with the powers of the companies we have today, the massive corporates that rule this world today, they might be able to even corrupt 10 bloody judges at a time. Who knows? We have allowed them to get to this distance that they are so powerful. We can't trust nothing again anymore. They can blow up bloody big buildings. We don't know who bloody done it now. The thing is this is where we're at. We can either grow up or just accept things as they are. And I would dread it to think I'm going to leave this type of legacy to my children and my grandchildren. I feel so pathetic, it's beyond belief.